Next topic we're going to turn to is the gap between talent and opportunity. And here to talk about that is Christopher Ategeka. Christopher, welcome.
Hello. By a show of hands, how many people have been to Africa? Awesome. We got a good amount in the room. For some people who have never been to Africa, when they hear the word Africa, this is what comes to mind. One of these images. It's either the Lion King or a bunch of people running around with machine guns killing each other, or a bunch of starving kids everywhere. But when I see Africa, or when I look at Africa, I see opportunity. Africa is one of the richest continents in the world in terms of resources, but has the most, one of the poorest people in the world. It has a very young population and lots of passion and drive. Technology, innovation is all going on over there. But the whole entrepreneur ecosystem is off balance because there's one problem we have yet to solve, and that's access to capital. So if you're looking for 30, 20, $50 million on the African continent, and you have numbers to back it up, no problem. You'll be able to get that amount. But if you're looking for $10,000 or $20,000, that's really, really hard to get. So I founded this company. It's a fund called Hourglass Ventures, which is essentially a friends and family round of support for individuals who don't have a rich uncle. So Hourglass Ventures is a high-volume fund that invests small amounts of money to many, many startups so that those individuals can prove out the ideas and come to the next level, which I call the glass ceiling. Once you break through that glass ceiling, everyone wants to give you money. So it's essentially focused on the African continent and the American, the USA. And I gotta tell you, this is not an Africa problem. It's an America problem, it's a Canadian problem, it's a problem all over the world, whereby there's a lot of people with great inventions, but the capital goes to the small amount who have what they call the safety net to be able to prove out the ideas, and once they do, then everyone else wants to fund them. So the way funding works is kind of a funnel. A small amount of money is available for people who are on the idea stage, and there's a lot of money available for individuals who have already proven ideas. And the way I look at it is kind of like that ice cap over there, whereby the top, which tends to normally be white and male, at the bottom, this is where most of the ideas are, world-changing ideas. But we're missing that because we are all focused on finding the next Facebook, the next Uber, the next whatever, and that's the small percentage of the people who are out there. So that's Hourglass Ventures. But who am I? And why does this matter to me? So I'll take you a simple story about my own life and give you a perspective and the reasoning as to why talent is universal and opportunities are really not. Anywhere you go in the world, there is talent. It's evenly distributed by zip code. It's evenly distributed by countries. But opportunities are very in very segmented places. So I was born in poverty. My mother dropped me off at my grandmother's door, who happens to be deaf-mute, abandoned me there. And this is rural Uganda. And in these times, I experienced early on all the effects of poverty. And I remember my grandmother carrying me on her back at the same time going to work. All day, I'm on her back, but she's looking for ways, working in the fields and selling peanuts to be able to support me. And when I was about 7 or 8, my grandmother got ill and she couldn't support me anymore, dropped me off at my dad's place. And this is my father. And my dad passed away shortly after that to HIV/AIDS. And when my father passed away, and my mother, who I rarely really knew well, also followed thereafter, and then my brother followed. So everybody around me seemed to be dying, except me. And to me, it was a matter of when, not if. So that threw me in another level of poverty. Extreme poverty, homelessness, eating out of trash cans, sleeping outside, all that kind of stuff. My breakthrough came when I was about 15 years old. This lady, her name is Kara Adams, she started a program, one of those sponsorship programs whereby you send $25 a month, hoping the kid the other side of the world's life is better. And that's about it. So I received $25 from a family here in California over time, about 7 years, as I was going to school. I did really well in school, and this is the family, Michael and Martha Helms. They're up in Oakland Hills. They are the people who literally changed my life. I went to school in Uganda, did really well, and then after that, they offered to bring me to school in America. So I ended up at UC Berkeley. I did mechanical engineering as an undergraduate, and I also did graduate school in mechanical engineering. But coming to America, as you can imagine, new place, new culture, new everything. A person who wore my first pair of shoes when I was in my late teens. A person who comes from the rural areas of Uganda and straight into the San Francisco, Oakland Bay Area. As you can imagine, that's a drastic change. I had to learn literally pretty much everything. This is a computer, this is a microwave, that's a refrigerator. And I was 21 years old. I'm 32 now. It's been about 11 years, about 10 years when I got into the States. I graduated from Berkeley. I was a student speaker, and that was really good. But then, when I graduated, I started my organization called Rides for Lives, which is a nonprofit. And we build products out of recyclable materials to be able to bring healthcare access to individuals in rural areas. Like I mentioned, my parents died because they lacked access to healthcare. And I wanted to do something in that space. We build products like a village ambulance, which picks up a patient from the rural area and brings them to the hospital. If you have a heart attack here and you call 911, there's an ambulance that will show up. If you have a heart attack in rural Africa, that's a death sentence. The second product is a mobile hospital, whereby you have a doctor, a lab, and a pharmacy inside a bus that goes out into the rural areas and serve populations out there. We get lines and lines and lines of people coming to access healthcare. Well, all that is good. The biggest challenge is having doctors that work in these facilities. So I created a program, what I call Doctors with Borders, which is very simple. Pay local doctors salary, and they will stick around and serve populations. As simple as that. My work has served me very well. I have won a few awards, but one I'm particularly very excited about is the Forbes 30 Under 30. I was 21, freshman in a community college, just got into America, and I was able to work, go to school, finish everything that I had to do, start a company, make it to the Forbes list when I was 29 with 1 year to spare. So I'm very excited about that. I've had, most influential young Africans that, whatever that means, There's World Economic Forum, Young Global Leader, and so forth. Been published, my work has been published in major media as well. Cover of a magazine, that was pretty cool. So, I've met a few presidents. As you can imagine, I am like a textbook definition of this kid in the rural areas with rugged shorts, running around in the bushes, make it to the United States, but was able to work, go to school, finish, start a few companies, but he'd be able to meet the President of the United States. To me, that was something really big. So I've met a few, about 7 to be exact. Make that 8 when Hillary goes through. So talent is truly universal. Opportunities are not. So it's up to us to try to give the people with the dreams, with the passions, with the drives, something small, so that they can realize their own dreams. So having grown up in that region and having gone to school in the US, I call myself a global citizen. So I have my foot in both worlds. So I want to be that guy who connects opportunity with talent. So if you want to be part of our movement, if you're an LP or philanthropist or a partner in the room and you want to be part of us, please come talk to me. So that's my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christopher.